Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. It is May 24th, 2022, about 7 p.m. Central Time, where I live, Houston, Texas. Title of this video is Cowboys Fans Relax. There is a method to the madness you see going on this offseason, which is not much. The more I look into it, and the more I see who we have and what we've done and why we've done it, I see the strategy and I see why we're doing what we're doing. This team, right now, if we were to field this team we have right now, it would be better than last year's team. And you might say, how's that possible? You lost your number one at Cooper. You lost Randy Gregory, who you could say turned the tide in the Patriots game when he had that strip sack on Mac Jones. And in that second sack in the game, yeah, he had that good game, but also in the playoff game, he had, 3 personal foul penalties? Led them right down the field on one drive because he had 2 on one drive. Horrible playoff performance by him. And you lost La'el Collins. You lost your slot, your trick man, Cedric Wilson. Yeah, all that's good and well. But with Cooper at $20 million a year, being the number one receiver, he was good. He's a very good receiver. I wouldn't say he's top 10, but he's a very good receiver. A number one on most teams. On some teams, he'd be a number 2. And he always had the ability to check out whenever he wanted to, or tap out, you could say. Now that Cooper's gone, Lamb had a more productive season than he did last season. And Lamb never takes himself out of games. With Cooper gone, Cooper was almost, you could say, our number 2 receiver last year, going by the eye test and the stats. With him gone, that gives Gallup the number 1 role and gives him the chance to thrive. And with James Washington and Jalen Tolbert holding the fort down until Gallup gets back, they'll be fine. I got 6 keys that will make this point. The first one I just said, this team we have right now on the roster is better than the team last year. Reason number 2, the reason for no big signings is because we've got such talent with such young players. Why stunt the growth? I know we just saw Jadeveon Clowney sign with Cleveland, 1 year, $10 million, right? All good and well. If we would have signed him on our squad, which I know we all want big names, that would take a lot of snaps away from Sam Williams, who, mark my words, will become our future DeMarcus Ware. Not Randy Gregory, not Take Lawrence. He'll be our future DeMarcus Ware. This kid is a physical phenom. 260 plus pounds. 6'6", just about, runs a 4.45 40. Crazy size and speed. Has to learn a little technique, learn to bend a little bit, and he'll be a quarterback's nightmare. If you had Clowney in there, he wouldn't get to play as much. And Dante Fowler, not a bad pickup. You know, he's had up and down years, just like Robert Quinn has. 2018, Robert Quinn had a down year. We got him in 2019. He had a big up year. The Bears signed him to a big contract. 2020, he had a real bad year. Bears had buyer's remorse. Then last year, he comes up with an 18, 17 sack season. He wants out of Chicago. I don't want to trade for him because I don't believe he's going to be good this year. He's getting up there in age, and I think last year's big season he had was his last. And the Deebo Samuel trade, all that rumor talk, squash it. We don't need it. It's never going to happen. The offensive line that we're going to field this season is going to be triple the offensive line that we had last season. Connor Williams, like I like on Speak for Yourself, Bucky Brooks said yesterday, Connor Williams is like a double agent, almost working for the other team half the time. And he was not very good at moving guys off the ball. Right guard, Zach Martin. Left guard, Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith and Zach Martin can move men off the ball. Tyler Smith was graded coming out of the draft as the best run blocking offensive lineman in the draft by PFF. You had that. Put him in for Connor Williams. Put Terrence Steele back at right tackle. If you remember from weeks 2 to 8, he was brilliant. He went up against, in week 2, he went up against Joey Bosa. Week 3, he went up against Derek Barnett. Week 4, he went up against Brian Burns. Week 5, he went up against Lorenzo Carter. Week 6, he went up against Matthew Judon. By week 7, week 8, he goes up against Danielle Hunter and Everson Griffin and held his own. And on top of that, in the running game, he was really moving boys. You saw him in the running game in the second level after he took care of his first guy in the second level blocking in the running game. This offensive line this season is ready to roll. Now, Biadash might be the starting center. I don't know. It's going to be a battle. He's going into his 3rd season. He was a rookie 2 years ago. Rookies are rookies sometimes, especially third-day rookies. Last year was a sophomore year, maybe year 3. He really picks it up. I hope he does if he's our starting center. But I know him, McGovern, Alex Lindstrom, or unless we just happen to sign Jim Treader or some free agent offensive lineman, Biadash should probably be our center, which would be all right. Because with Tyler Smith next to him, he'll play better. And we will run the ball more effectively, like we did weeks 1 through 8 last season. When we averaged 125 yards rushing last year, we were undefeated. Offensive line is better. Addition by subtraction by getting Collins out of there and freeing $10 million of cap room. Number 4, a healthy Dak Prescott. Last season, Dak was rehabbing all offseason. And the injury that he had ended Alex Smith's career, ended Joe Theismann's career. The injury that Dak Prescott had, some quarterbacks don't just miss the rest of that season. They also miss the following season. It almost takes them 2 years to get back. Alex Smith broke his leg in 2018. He didn't come back until 2020. That came back the very next season. And he had no reps in training camp, no reps in preseason. He had a pulled lat in training camp. And with no reps at all, he comes out week 1 and goes toe-to-toe with the GOAT. And then plays great all the way through the Patriot game until he pulls his calf muscle. He pulls his calf muscle because of that leg injury. And the second half of the season, his play did start to regress because his body was regressing, breaking down a little bit, and especially when the offensive line went to shit the second half of the season, when defenses were getting home with 3- and 4-man fronts. When the defense has 3- and 4-man fronts and they're getting constant pressure, that's 7, 8 defensive backs back there covering your receivers. Not much you can do unless you're Houdini. Or unless you got a good run game, which we didn't have second half of the season. This year, Dak Prescott will be 100% healthy. That leg will be a distant memory to him. He'll have all offseason to work with Tolbert, Washington, and whoever else they bring in at the wide receiver group. And by the way, which was going to be my 6th point, is we're going to bring in a free agent wide receiver. Sources say, and sources that are credible, say that we're going to bring in a free agent wide receiver. Don't know who it is. I'm hearing T.Y. Hilton. I'd like to see Will Fuller. My personal favorite will be Julio Jones because he has the highest ceiling. And 1-year deal. You got nothing to lose. Sorry for me. I've had congestion all day. Bring in Julio Jones for 1 season just this year, and we'd have the best receiving core in the NFL. Because when Gallup comes back after a few weeks, you can one-on-one Gallup or Jones, double cover Lamb, one-on-one Tolbert, or one-on-one Washington. Somebody is going to get open, especially with that offensive line playing the way that it will. Mark my words, it will. Point number 5 is our defense. He is creating. Dan Quinn's not going anywhere anytime soon. He'll be here next year and the year after and probably the year after that. He's going to create the defense he created in Seattle here in Dallas. It's not going to be the Legion of Boom. It's not going to be the Cover 3 scheme. It's going to be its own defense. But it's going to be just as good. And this season, you're going to see a lot of the young players that played last year at a high level play even at a better level this year. The 2 breakout players, now the 3, I'm predicting 3 because Dorrance Armstrong had a good year last year. His stats last year were better than all the years, than his career stats. His career stats going into last season were not as good as his stats were last season combined. That's what kind of a jump he made. That's why after Gregory got lost, they signed Dorrance Armstrong to a little deal. 3 breakout players on defense. Watch Osio Odigizua come out and just be a monster on the inside. Dorrance Armstrong be a presence on the outside. And Jabril Cox come back from the ACL tear and be a monster at linebacker. Side to side. Sideline to sideline linebacker. And Damone Clark. He'll get a little bit of play this season. Maybe if he is able to play in November or late November, maybe because he's in OTAs right now, learning the system. Maybe he hits the ground running. If he does, great. And maybe Leighton Vander Esch can revert back to his 2018 play, which was dominant. You never know. That would just be a plus. And by season's end, Jaron Kearse will be a top 5 safety. Like I said, he had better stats than Budda Baker did last season. He got Pro Bowl snubbed. He should have been second team All-Pro. Watch. After year 2 under Dan Quinn is a safety king. He pulled Cam Chancellor out of the 5th round, made him into an all-world safety, turned Earl Thomas to an all-world safety. He's going to turn Jaron Kearse to all-world safety. Our defense will be a top 5 defense, if not a top 3 defense. And then you got Micah Parsons. And watch him win Defensive Player of the Year this year. Only 2 people have done that. 1 Defensive Rookie of the Year, and then 1 Defensive Player of the Year. Lawrence Taylor, Luke Kuechly. Number 3 will be Parsons. I guarantee you. The Giants, they added in the draft Thibodeau on the edge and Evan Neal at offensive tackle. That's good in the trenches. They also added Matt Breida at running back to help with Barkley. Ricky Seals-Jones at tight end. Tyrod Taylor at backup quarterback. And Mark Glowikowski at offensive guard for 3 years to help the offensive line, help Danny Dimes. The Giants are in rebuilding mode. They're going to be trash. Washington, in the draft, first-round pick, Josh Dotson, wide receiver. They also signed offensive guard Norwell, quarterback Carson Wentz, as I'm sure y'all know, running back McKissick. They got Bobby Kane, the safety, and Troy Apke, the defensive back out of Minnesota. Troy Apke has some speed and potential. They're not going to be a threat. Philadelphia, Brandon Brooks, the right guard, who was equivalent to our Zach Martin, retired in the offseason. So they drafted in the first round, as everybody knows, Jordan Davis. The second round pick, Sam Jurgens, which has a lot of hoopla around him, but the man's not going to play for a couple of years because he is a strictly center. He's not a center guard. He's a center, and he will not play until Kelsey retires. So, Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean are the 2 draft picks that will make an impact. And Dean may not play this year either, just like our Damone Clark. They signed Hassan Reddick. Good signing. They trade their first rounder for A.J. Brown. Good trade. They signed for safety Anthony Harris. They signed cornerback Bradbury and Pascal at wide receiver. That's good and all, but until Jalen Hurts can do quarterback things, that ain't going to really mean much. The reason why the Eagles became a run-first RPO offense last season is because Hurts cannot throw the football. And last season, they went 9-8. They didn't beat any winning team. All 9 of their wins were against losing teams. And then in the wild card round of the playoffs, when they played Tampa, they had no shot because Hurts couldn't throw the football. They were one-dimensional. They took away the run game, made Hurts beat him with the pass game, and he couldn't do it. Even if he'd had A.J. Brown there, he still couldn't have done it. The Cowboys are locked and loaded. And they're going to sign a receiver here in the next month or so, and I will not be surprised if we sign Anthony Barr. He's got connections to the defensive coaching staff, Gus Edwards. If we sign Anthony Barr to this defense, that's going to elevate it even more. So don't be upset that we haven't made any big free agent signings. Don't be upset that we haven't made the splash moves. You know, we all want the sexy, big contracts here and there. But everything we need, we have. That's what people don't know. We are hiding in plain sight. And we are the favorites to repeat in this division. And I think, like I said, this team is better than last season's. We'll go 12-5 minimum, if not 13-4. I even say we have a chance to go 14-3, being that we have the easiest schedule in the NFL based on the records of last year's teams. And I'm excited of weeks 1 and 2 at home against Tampa and Cincy. And the Bengals, Super Bowl losers, have them hangovers and usually have bad seasons the year after. That's almost a fact. I mean, very rarely does a Super Bowl loser come back and have a good year. Rarely does that happen. So I would not be surprised, not one bit, if we start off 2-0, beating Tampa and the Bengals. And if we do, if we start off 2-0, that's like found money. Because after that, that's the rest of the schedule is a lot easier. We got the Rams and the Packers after that in the schedule. And then we got our divisional opponents. We got the Bears, the Lions, the Vikings, who we beat back-to-back seasons with backup quarterbacks in their own stadium. I'm pretty sure Dak can beat them 3 years in a row in their own stadium. We're going to be good, guys. Hey, please subscribe. Every subscriber counts. Dead serious, guys. I've been a fan since 93. The first game I saw was against Buffalo when we beat them the second time, Super Bowl 28. I saw us lose against the Niners a year later when they signed Primetime as a mercenary to shut down Irvin. And then I saw us win Super Bowl 30 against Pittsburgh and been waiting to get back to that championship game ever since. 2014 is when we should have won our 6th ring. But y'all know what happened that season. Des Bryant caught it. But I believe this team is as good as that 2014 team, if not better, because our defense is better. And our team is better. Just need to find a punt returner. I say trade a 5th or 4th round pick to Tampa and get Jalen Darden. Kid is small, fast, can return punts like nobody else. But that's the reason why we're not making all these big moves, because everything we need, we have. So that's pretty much it about this video, guys. Just want to let y'all know that we have upgraded and we have gotten better. The players that we have gotten better because they're so young. We're so young. And Trayvon Diggs will have a shutdown season. He's going to have a prime time-like season this year. And that's going to really, really help the defense even more. I mean, I'm so excited. It's only May. Oh, man. June, July, August. So in 3 months, we'll have preseason. In 4 months, freaking kickoff, baby. And I'm ready. I'm ready now. But please subscribe, share, like the video. Every time you like the video, the algorithm pushes it up further and further to the top. So please like it. And please, if you're watching, please subscribe. I only have 70 subscribers. I started this channel mid last season. I should have done it way sooner. But once I get to 1,000 subscribers, I can make it a monetary channel and make a little side money discussing a passion of mine. And do live shows and all that. I'm going to get as big as Law Nation and Mark Holmes and all those other guys. Mark my words, y'all will see me at that status. You got to crawl before you walk, and you got to walk before you run. Right now I'm still crawling. I'm at 70 subscribers. Make my day, guys. Everybody who watches this video, subscribe. After this video goes for about 5 days, let the 70 subscribers get to 100. Let this video get 30 subscribers. That's my goal for this video, guys. And the pinned comment for this video in the comments, say you agree or disagree with my analysis. If you do, say yes, better. If you don't, say no, worse. I say we got better. A lot of addition by subtraction and a lot of players just getting better because they're so damn young. And we got good coaches. The best defensive coordinator besides Belichick, best special teams coach, and some good. I mean, Kellen Moore's, had 4 years experience as offensive coordinator going into his fifth. He'll get it. He'll get it. And we have a head coach who has a ring. I mean, I don't think much of him, but it is what it is. We have talent out the wazoo, and we're young. And if we just sign one receiver, which we will, mark my words, and if we sign Anthony Barr, Philadelphia, y'all do what y'all want. Y'all watch out because we're going to roll over all y'all like we did last year. I think the average score of the NFC East opponents last year was 40-17 between the Giants, Eagles, and Redskins. I'm going to call them the Redskins. I can't say the Commanders. Yeah, I think the average score of the 6 games was 40-17. So they have a lot of ground to make up. And just because the Eagles got a good defensive tackle in the first round, and A.J. Brown in the first round, and a linebacker they probably can't use this season, and James Bradbury and Hassan Reddick, that's still not enough to make up that big-ass gap that's between us because we're still making ground on our own. And watch out. I think the receiver will sign. I believe it will be T.Y. Hilton. I've got that feeling. That's the word around the star. I wouldn't mind getting him. He can still take the top off of defense, still be a very effective receiver. And just think, Lamb, Gallup, Tolbert, T.Y. Hilton, and James Washington. It's a damn good 5 receiver set right there. And our first 4 picks, Tyler Smith, Sam Williams, who's going to be a beast off the edge, Jalen Tolbert, and Jake Ferguson. Jake Ferguson's going to be a good tight end year 1. He's going to wear Moose Johnson's number 48. Our first 4 picks are going to be starters and impact players. And then John Ridgeway, our 5th-round pick, he's going to be a hell of a good nose guard his rookie year in the rotation. And hell, Deron Bland might surprise people. You never know. And when Damone Clark's ready to play, baby, we got us our stud linebacker right there. So Micah Parsons can rush the passer more. That's what he does best, baby. So Charles in Charge is out. Like, subscribe. I cannot emphasize that enough, guys. Subscribe it and show me some love, y'all. DC for life. New video coming out here in the next couple of days. Been busy with work. DC for life. Charles in Charge is out, guys. Deuce.